Nelson with Northern Partners Co-op. We're standing in the new Market Street Terminal fertilizer warehouse. We're standing in the biggest bin of the 5 bins in the building. This bin will hold 9,000 tons of dry fertilizer, and it takes somewhere around 6 Illinois River barges to fill this room. The entire building has 5 bins, and it totals somewhere close to 30 tons capacity. So that means this whole warehouse, it'll take right at 20 river barges to fill it. We're going to be retailing fertilizer directly out of here to our farmer customers, and our partner CHS, the largest co-op in the United States, is going to be wholesaling to other co-ops that they sell to. So we'll share the building's storage capacity. We also have a liquid storage 2 million gallon tanks of nitrogen solution that we'll be using here as well, and we'll be marketing filling barges to send grain down the river to be loaded for overseas travel. Most of it will go to Myrtle Grove, Louisiana. So this Market Street Terminal is a great partnership between CHS and Northern Partners, and we only can get we're always stronger when we work together. So this partnership is something that we've been putting together for a long time. So we're proud to be your partners at Northern Partners.
So this is that area you were talking about where these grates out in the alleyway go, correct?
Exactly right. See, here's the conveyor that brings it from that grate and puts it into the leg that lifts it up 160 feet up above this thing.
Now, will this pit down here, will this be full of anything, or is it just kind of like a drain?
Area.
Okay.
Just a work area. So they can work on that's the boot, they call it a boot pit, for work on the boot of the leg and things like that. Trucks that are going there.
So they'll come in from this end?
From the east,
okay.
Come through. Most of them will be semis, so you'll have there's 2 blenders, that 18-ton blenders sitting right above that spout. They could drop 18 tons into each hopper of the truck, and it won't take long to drop that much material out of those hoppers.
So at the average the truck coming in here will be waiting for what, an average of, I would imagine, just seconds, a minute?
2 to 3 minutes probably tops.
Okay.
If there's a full blender, so 18 tons, whatever will flow through that 24-inch hole to come down through there. However fast 18 tons will go through 24-inch hole. It's all gravity fed at that point, so it'll be whatever the opening is dictates how fast it'll come.
Now, can these spouts like open and close, get wider or smaller?
There's doors in there that they can. They can open them partially or whatever, so they're not just open or shut. They can be partially open or partially shut, which I guess is the same thing. I'm gonna go in here still, but there'll be another control room up there. This will be 24/7 operations out of this bay, out of these 2 bays, so they can pull a liquid semi in here and fill it up, and it'll come out of those 2 million gallon tanks up on the hill up there.
Okay.
Plumbing underground to get it here, 8-inch double wall pipe under the ground to bring it down from those. They come in off of the access road back down here, and where that pickup truck is sitting is where the grain probe will be. Okay, so they untarp and they'll probe the load of grain and measure the moisture and make sure that it's, find out where it is. This is the kiosk for the RFID system. That's kind of an innovation for this area. The RFID cards will have the identity of where the grain's coming from, and they won't have to exchange information with the office. The office is actually up where you can't see it over the hill here, so it's all going to be automated that way. And this is the probe station where the trucks will get probed. Tanks are for liquid fertilizer. That's 20,000 tons of liquid fertilizer storage. That's about 2 million gallons in each one, right?
Correct.
Yeah, 2 million.
2 million gallons. That's crazy.
This is the incoming scale, and when the trucks get probed, then they'll come down here and be weighed full and get directions from that message board that you see there to tell them which dump pit to go to.
It's actually just weighed. It's going to get weighed.
Oh, it's just a weight there?
Yeah, the message board will be back there.
Oh, okay. It's neat to see the numbers on there, you know?
Yeah.
It's real, I think. Progress around here, and then there's two 1,000 bushel dump pits with 20,000 bushel an hour conveyors underneath that take it either to the storage bins or the dryer if it needs to be dried, or out to the barge down at the river. So a semi coming in should be able to just drop its load right in there, and as quick as it can unload, it's done. So we aren't looking to see very much of these truck drivers. We want them to come in, dump, and go, and maybe 5 minutes from gate to gate, or is it going to be a little longer than that, you suppose?
More or less a quick and efficient transfer.
That's the idea, yeah.
They're telling me that if they're open at 1.5 full efficiency.
After they've unloaded, why they come out here, and another matching scale on this side of things to weigh the truck empty, and using the RFID and all of the technology, the computers and everything, you'll get a ticket printed and take it with him there's a ticket printer in that kiosk, and he'll pick his ticket up and out the gate and back onto the highway. Go back for another load. Fertilizer end of things, will be there's 250 tons of storage up on top of the blenders. Is there 2 blenders or 1?
Two blenders.
2 blenders.
2 18-ton blenders.
So the fertilizer trucks will come in, and there's a weigh hoppers up there, so we don't have to weigh them on the truck scales. It'll all be weighed up in the top blend tower, weighed out the correct amount, and then blended together if it needs to be blended, and dropped into the trucks, and then they'll pick up a ticket inside that walk door, and they're on their way. If they buy in wholesale, why they'll just come into this other bay, and it'll drop into they won't have to be blended necessarily. These other 2 doors are where the liquid fertilizer gets loaded, and that'll be a 24/7 operation. They'll have a code to enter into the gate, and they'll have a code to enter into open that door. 2 minutes to come in, the door will close behind them. They'll hook up the hose to their truck and get the load that they, however many gallons they need to get, and then get their ticket and head out, but they'd be able to come in at all times whenever things are running. Why, you know, they need to pick it up in a timely manner, so they'll be here. There could be people coming from up into Wisconsin and taking liquid fertilizer north, so they'll be doing that during the night when things are slower at their plants and things like that. So it's all, Nick, you said it right, it's all set up for just efficient transfer just as quickly as we can. When we get to unloading barges, do you know how long that's, got an idea how long that'll take?
Between 4 to 5 hours on the dry fertilizer side, depending upon tonnage, operator, but 1,550 tons generally, so 400 tons an hour. So, you know.
And how about liquid? How quick
You know,
does that go?
I really don't know, because they'll come in unit tows, usually 4 barges a piece.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, that could take as long as 12 hours, possibly. So.
Okay. So
Now, before this terminal, you guys got this going. Where was everything else going for the time being?
Northern Partners was picking it up from other distributors. So we were not terminals that are this big, but terminals in various places. Hennepin, Peru here from the CF terminal, terminals in Ottawa, Marseilles. You know, we basically were working through middlemen. Now we will be able to work through our partners, CHS, and having this our own facility right here on the river. So it takes a step of logistics out of the you know, we'll be retailing. We'll send it right from here to a farmer's field, where before we had to haul it from the river terminal to one of our locations and then to the farmer's field. So we add a layer, we subtract a layer of overhead and add a layer of efficiency.
And obviously, this will cut down times for transfer now too, with it being a lot more local.
Very much so. You know, we don't have to have trucks on the road gathering it and taking it to our locations. You know, we'll have it all here in one central location and distribute it from here to our growers, our grower customers.